they had a young intern who had just accepted a full-time job with the Quantum Fund at the time that was telling George Soros, no, we got him. But they had a young kid in the office who was 26, just a couple years older than me. I didn't know this at the time, but Stanley Druckenmiller felt as though that they were taking too much risk on and trying to break the Bank of England on that Wednesday. It was like September the 17th of 1992, I think. It's been imprinted, I think, on my brain. But anyway, Stanley Druckenmiller told George he thinks they should slow down. It was getting a little bit too aggressive. They were really risking a lot of their own capital, and he didn't like the position that the firm was putting themselves in. But they had a young intern who had just accepted a full-time job with the Quantum Fund at the time that was telling George Soros, no, we got him right where we want him. Put the pedal to the metal. We can do this. And George suddenly believed in this kid and said, Stanley, I think this kid's right. We're going to do it. So they just opened up the door, Katie bar the door. They really plied on their position and ultimately won. They broke the Bank of England. And it was the first time that a hedge fund had ever made $1 billion in one day. Wow. First time ever. And that young intern who just accepted the full-time job there at the Quantum Fund in London, his name was Scott Besson.